Hello and welcome to the PM Show, your weekly roundup of what's new and going on in the hobby industry. How are we doing this morning, gentlemen?
Oh, good, thank you. Yeah, very well.
Today, better than yesterday.
Good. Yeah, well, what was up with yesterday?
Well,
your lack of internet?
I was working from home today, which, when I'm doing a lot of computer work, is essential to have internet, and my internet was down all day.
Right.
See, pay all that money.
Thank you, Virgin.
And Virgin.
To be honest, when I spoke to you, Matt, first thing in the morning, you were saying your internet's crap.
Oh, the whole thing was running really slow yesterday morning. I was about ready to throw it out the window, to be honest.
Mine was down completely.
It's frustrating, but yes, it speeded itself back up, thankfully. But yeah, no, we're all good. All good. Lovely day here. Bright sunshine, 30 degrees. Like being on your jolly holidays.
Not here today, unfortunately. The southwest, the rain is coming through and heading your way because it's just started raining here, although it is proper warm. Last night was weird. It was still like something like 22 degrees outside at 9 o'clock at night. It's like a tropical wind. It was really warm breeze, but yes, that's it. But we have said we do need the rain because all my water butts are empty. My lawn's basically dead. It's just brown. We haven't had any rain literally since you guys were down at the beginning of August.
Right, innit? How's your cucumbers?
Yeah, very nice. They're just finished now. We've had a good crop. We've had about 25 off of it.
Have they spread it further across?
Yeah, it's making its way like a grape, but they are literally, it's dying off now. There's one left on it. We're going to let that one finish and then it'll get chopped. So my cucumber crop's done very well this year.
cut back till next year.
That's it. So, but yeah, that was a success. Because it's grown from seed as well. We're very impressed with that one.
Cool.
So yes, good stuff.
Anything else to discuss gardening time before we start proper show?
Well, next year I'm thinking of putting a grapevine in.
Oh yeah, all right. Our sunflowers.
Yeah. Oh, they've almost finished as well now.
Sunflower, that's gone. And
how tall did it get to?
Not real. It weren't high, but it kind of stopped for ages growing, and then carried on because Lydia started it at school as a seed, and and then they brought them home and all that, and it got so far and just thought it was dead, and then it carried on. But anyway, it said it's dead.
That's Gardener's World for this week.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Just call me Monty Don. So anyway, what's new? What's happening? Got some nice stuff there, I see.
Hasegawa.
Hasegawa,
some Hasegawa stuff. So you can talk about this kit because you can tell them how good that kit is.
It is. Still the best in scale after all these years. That kit's now, best part of 30 years old?
I reckon, isn't it? At least.
And it's still absolutely cracking. It's still the best one.
Yeah.
I know Hobby Boss gave a go at it a couple of years ago, and I tried to build it, and I did build it, and it was horrible. Didn't go together half as well as that does.
No.
And the detailing and that isn't as nice as that either.
Is that the one that was reboxed by Edard?
Edard never reboxed
that. No. Yeah. Edard reboxed that one when they did the...
No, they did the Crusader.
Sorry, yeah, it was the Crusader, yeah.
Confused by the two aircraft.
Yes, the longer one.
That's the one that carries lots of bombs and rockets.
Yes, that's the bomber version. The Crusader's the fighter. Yeah.
Right.
But yes, very, very nice kit. And to be honest, again, it's nice that we got them in because they literally are feast or famine. Revell, many years ago now, in the 90s, 2000s, wasn't it, did a rebox of it. And that was quite nice because it was cheap. And you couldn't really get hold of that kit. Then they brought out, usual thing with Hasegawa, a couple of limited edition specialist bicentennial editions and all things like that. And then really we've never seen it normal kit, like that's the standard version kit of it, come out. So it's nice to get that one. But again, 48 scale, it is gorgeous, really, really nice. It's basically just the same as their Skyhawk. Is in the detail. It's absolutely fantastic. And nobody's really done a better one yet. That's the weird thing to it. And even if you go to the bigger scales, you go up to 32nd, your only option's the Trumpy kit, and that's awful.
Have you built that?
No, because it needs so much work. Basically what it needs is an entire new intake, because the intake's wrong, and the cockpit glass, the angle of it and all the rest of it is horrible. It's well out. You just look at it on the pictures, it looks wrong.
Yeah, right.
So that's why I've never done it, because you do need to do it. I think, was it Exacto or whoever it was, did a conversion set to correct it. It really was bad. So the world could probably do with a new one, but so far that is really standing up to test of time. We often talk about obviously Hasegawa's golden age of kits. That is it in personified. Really, it is unbeatable to this day.
Yeah.
Because again, I was really excited when Hobby Boss was saying they were doing theirs because I thought, a nice updated one, and then it goes together, but the way they do the wings and all the bits and pieces, it's not straightforward where that one is. It's a good, straightforward build, no problem. And there's loads of aftermarket for it as well.
Has that got wing fold on it or not?
Yes. Yeah.
Just the tips, because it's just the tips and tip.
Yeah, just
Did
the outer
Derby Boss
bits.
one have it?
I did it down, to be honest, but yeah. But I must admit, I did one of those as a commission. This is like going back in the day now, but I built one of those was a commission, and off of that, the guy who had it as a commission from me showed it to a few of his friends, and it's actually probably one of the reasons I started doing commissions full time, because I got loads of work out of it. Yeah, I did a nice one with shark mouth on it and all the rest of it, like you do.
I was about to say you get some nice eye-vis markings options as well with that kit, don't you? Some nice tail markings and, like you say, the shark's mouth, and also the because they did the camo one, didn't they? The Vietnam camo version.
Yeah, they got the Air Force version called the Slough, was it? I think it was the Slough.
Yeah,
something like that. And that was their version of it. And again, it went on then to be Air National Guard for many, many years before they all converted to F-16s. So it had a long history, very nicely done. But again, it's one of those aircrafts completely overlooked, really, you know. But it is a good kit. Highly, highly recommend.
Tell you what, it's never one I liked as a kid. The look of. You've never won that thingy, but no, now, well, I quite like it for some reason. It grows on you.
The way my mind's working at the moment, I was thinking, how do you convert that to an F-16?
That's it. But yeah, no, again, it's one of those. The only drawback to it is weapons. Usual thing with Hasegawa, you don't get a lot of weapons. You get the fuel tanks for it, but you don't get the weapons. I think the Revell reboxing did come with just some Mark 82s that you could bung on it. But that one doesn't. It does come with sidewinders, because obviously it has the sidewinders on the side of the fuselage.
So pretty much as it is on the box then.
Yeah, that's what you get. But again, most of us have got some aftermarket bits, or obviously something from the spares box for some weapons, if you wanted to do it that way. But really, really nice kit. One of the nice touches with that, the avionics bays are all built into it. They're moulded into it. Right. So you just, and the doors, if you want them closed up, fit perfectly, you just put the doors on and just tap it with glue, and that's it. Yeah. But if you do want them open, it's actually both sides. It's a really nice touch.
Yeah. So anyway, that's one of them, and then obviously the AV8B.
Again, nobody's done one. I must admit, I did think at one point that Kinetic might go down the AV8 route, but again, I think they were probably put off because it's a really good kit. You know, that one there. Is it the one with the 100% lyrics or the 65?
I don't know. It's US Marine Corps attacker, so I've got no.
I've got a feeling it'll probably be the 100% lyrics on it.
It looks big on the box art.
Yeah, it's the full size one.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be
because they do both versions. That's the thing. And in one of the kits, and I don't know which version of the kit it was, you get both types in it. Which is really nice.
Actually, because when Eddard bought theirs out, they put the extra sprue in, didn't they?
Shall we have a look?
So you got both.
Yeah, I know on one of their boxings you get both options, that you can have the full size lyrics and the slightly smaller one. But
is that them?
Yeah, that's them. So you get both types. So there you go. You've got options then. You can pretty much do every single one that was done of an AV8B now in that kit.
Am I right with that?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, perfect.
There you go. So you get both versions. So there's a good selling point for you.
That's the one. Yeah, we often talk about the F-16 because in one of the F-16s you get all the different versions in one box. That's the Harrier version of it. So you can do it as well, and that's the nice one because it's got the radar on it as well.
Yeah.
So definitely, very much two very sought after kits.
You've built that, have you?
I've built lots of those. Yeah. I've probably built about 20 of them over the years. Again, usual thing, just take your time. It's multi-part fuselage to it, so you've got to put the belly plate in, the two sides, and obviously the wing goes on top. Just take your time, test fitting it, and then you might have to go in there with a little bit of filler on the bottom one. But if you've got the pods for the gun, you don't have to because it covers the seams.
Cool.
So,
and also an Honda, an NSR.
I know nothing about that.
in the Rothmans, it should be. I'll take it. And it's an Eddie. Was it Eddie Spencer? What was his name?
Eddie Eddard.
No. Anyway, it would have been a famous GP rider at some point, or whatever you call.
Yeah, it's weird. Did you realise it doesn't say Rothmans on it?
Yeah, it says racing,
Racing instead,
but it
yeah.
should say Rothman.
Ah, so yeah, that's how they've done it.
It's good how they've done it, because I was just looking. You wouldn't, I would have thought you could probably get aftermarket.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just put it on the screen for you, but that's clever how they've done that because I didn't notice.
Yeah. But the rest of the things still there. Look, you got a Shell sign and all the other
Yeah.
sort of sponsors it would have had. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think apart from obviously the cigarette advertising,
Yeah.
it's still there. But I think it's just a cool scheme.
It is.
Different classic bike of its day.
Hmm.
So
And again, it's one of those things you don't often think of Hasegawa for doing bikes. You
Tell you
know,
what,
we do their
Hasegawa-
cars, but
yeah, you always think of Tamiya, don't you?
yeah.
Hasegawa bikes and cars are really nice.
Hmm.
So there you go.
Nice.
It's
Very,
a
very
pretty
nice.
detailed thing. Yeah.
Hmm.
So somebody's world championship bike, isn't it?
And it's 1/12 scale.
On
It's the biggie scale.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, yeah. That's we've got them in as well, and a few other bits but we've had Drakens back in as well, and there's something else. I think they've gone in specials. I can't remember. There was something else that came in. Yeah, when you go over to the other page,
Yeah.
see what other Hasegawa have had in, bits and bobs. It's starting to come in, and then as on for new arrivals as well is another version of a Hurricane, but you've just flipped onto the Cobra.
I couldn't find the Hurricane in new arrivals.
Have you put it straight into?
Yeah, it's in normal. It's in normal.
straight into Armour because it's.
Oh, so it's not in new arrivals. That's thrown my entire presenting skills now.
And we all learnt something new this morning, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll do that in a minute. We'll do that. Hold that back because that's going to be. We don't want to peak now. We're going to end on that.
Yeah.
So it's worth waiting to the end of the show just for this. Obviously, I come back to the Cobra. Great kit, beautiful kit, and now aftermarket wise, all the little shortfalls have now been taken care of. I.e., you can get detailed cockpits for it. There's a couple of flavours of those out there for 3D printed cockpits and things.
Can I just say you should have waited?
Got the show.
What?
That's got some cool versions in it.
Yes, because obviously it's got the shark mouth versions in it.
Yes.
Well, you say my hand painted one isn't?
No,
as good?
no, it's very nice. It's very nice. Well,
No,
hey, we're on your old truck here.
hold on. Yeah, I was just looking for it. There we go. Here she is.
Yeah, no, very nice.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's only because it's now in a case. I've managed to shoehorn it into a case.
It's in a cage.
It's in a cage. It's caged. It's
Okay.
behind bars.
The
But
cage
yeah, I
is-
had to paint mine on.
Should be in a vivarium, shouldn't it?
Yes. So no, very very nice. She was all right. So
Yeah. Good kit.
enjoyed that one.
Apart from the glass, which is a bit fiddly, eh?
Yeah, it doesn't quite fit. I don't know if obviously they've changed it for that version. I wouldn't have thought so.
No, I
Because
wouldn't.
this one you just get an extra sprue, which is, to be honest, we spoke about it before. When you look at these pads on the side, which is the extra little bit of armour,
Yeah.
the first version comes with that anyway, the early version. It
Yeah.
comes with everything this version has, apart from it has another sprue for these pods on the side, which are the ammunition containers for this gun system.
Yeah.
For the miniguns fitted on there, that's what they are. This kit doesn't come with it, but everything else doesn't. Although it doesn't have the sugar scoop intakes on this one. So I thought this version did. But anyway, it comes with that in the kit as well. So there's another version coming. That's what we're saying here then.
Yeah.
They're going to do 3 versions of this.
They'll definitely
It's
make it.
ICM, isn't it?
Yeah.
They'll
So they'll
milk
get
it.
money's worth out of it. But it is a cool scheme.
And also, we've got the crew now to go with
Yes,
it.
I saw that. So this is one of those weird things. When I saw the original blurb on this, it showed him sitting on the wing of a Cobra
Yeah.
with his leg down, and the 2 guys stood next to the Cobra. But now they're showing it with a Huey. Are they trying to tell us something? That there could be a Huey coming along?
You never know. It'd be nice.
Because let's
And
face
it
it,
would
there
make
is a
sense.
lot of similarities between the 2 kits.
It would make sense. And to be honest with you, the obviously the Kitty Hawk 48th one
Yeah.
is non-existent anymore.
Hmm.
The other ones are ancient,
Yeah.
to be polite to them. Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah,
a new
definitely.
a new version of a Hewitt would probably be welcome.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
I'm not.
I've got the old Dragon one down here there. I'm that old.
That's even 35th, isn't it?
Yeah.
So in 48th, or that's 32nd, isn't it? Sorry,
This is
we're
32nd,
here,
yeah.
aren't we? Sorry, I'm getting muddled up with 48th one, but it's still, yeah.
It would be nice if ICM do drop a Huey onto us. That'd be great.
Yeah.
You know?
Would you build it?
I would. Yes, definitely. In a heartbeat. Yeah.
I'd even consider paying the crew for you.
Thank you.
No,
The other one.
To be honest, hopefully they will. It's a big hint, isn't it? Let's be honest.
It is a big hint. If they have dropped that is a big hint. Because I say, all the artwork I saw originally from it showed him sat on the side of a Cobra. So for them to change it to a Huey for the release, it just seems a little bit. Are they trying to hint here?
I don't know. Is it just us though putting 2 and 2 together and making,
Again,
yes.
Again,
probably.
as usual, we'll see. But it'll be nice. Definitely be nice. So if you want to just move on.
New BMW, we mentioned that. We mentioned that last time, didn't we?
What's that?
The new,
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So there we go. Look, Starfighter.
Spoke about these on the Friday show as well. So that the Phantom.
Oh, the Phantom. I forgot about that. Yes. The Kai.
Very nice. Very nice.
And you've got a few left of them, so
grab them.
And obviously they're being retired at the moment. I think his name, isn't it, I-300 on YouTube. If you want to see or get inspiration, shall we say, watch his videos, because he does some very slow motion shots. He's got a fantastic camera of these things flying around Japan. And yeah, the markings, all the different ones in there, and obviously they're being retired at the moment. So
yeah,
it's very inspirational. There's some beautiful schemes out there for those ones. Right the way through, the men we spoke about and the others, and there we go, the Harrier down in here.
Yeah.
And again, 31 quid for a Harrier. Cheap.
Bargain, isn't it? Bargain.
It is. Yeah. And the Draken, like we said before, that's a great kit. I've got it here. And yeah, definitely one of those that I'll go back and do again. Very nice indeed. And there's your Corsair.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And the usual Gump-Frot's been up there, so yeah. So grab them while they're up.
Yeah, absolutely. Some nice bits and pieces in there.
So yeah, if you want to nip over to
pre-order section.
Yep. Now then, we don't know much about
this.
We don't know a lot about this at all, but it's new tooled apparently.
Yeah. And I knew nothing about it until you put this up. I didn't even know anything about it.
We found it on Rebels. Well, we sent the retailer's list of new products coming out. It was on that, and apparently it is a new tool.
Be interesting.
Yes.
Because obviously it's up against some Great Wall
Hobby one.
Great Wall Hobby one,
isn't it?
Yeah.
But again, there's a different price point to pair of them, so
definitely
got to take that. And then obviously there's the Academy one. They do an E, don't they? Again, but it's hard to get.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. So yeah, we've put that up.
We've got the pre-order for the Foxtrot Meng, which is due out any second.
That'll be dropping soon. The only one we can't find is what we're going to put pre-order for is the Growler from Hobby
Boss.
Hobby Boss Growler. Can't find a price or anything to put a pre-order up for it. So as soon as we do, it might be a short one, but we will whack one up.
It's weird how they both did the E, and then one's gone F and one's gone G, which is good because it gives you the option to choose from, doesn't it? But yeah.
Useless fact about the F and the G, they're basically exactly the same, and the whole idea was because the G is a lot heavier because it carries all that equipment, it has to, whatever it takes off with, it brings back. The whole point is that at some point the Fs would switch with the Gs. They would just transfer the equipment, so the actual structural challenges of landing on an aircraft carrier get shared between the bodies through the airframes, but they never bothered. So they come up with all these great ideas to try and do it. They said, oh, we're going to do this, and they never actually did bother with it. But the whole point is that the F and the G could be just swapped over. So obviously it just, with the stresses of coming back with all the equipment on board. But apparently they never did it. So, somebody had a bright idea, and then they never used it. So, but yes, very nice to see those coming down the line. Even though apparently everything's being phased out now. The E's are being phased out already because the new F-35C is taking over. So interesting stuff. Desert Babe still going, absolute firm favourite. They'll be dropping shortly. We said before the Beaufort.
The 48th one from ICM.
48th one, which is the ICM one, which again we spoke about last week. Nice one coming down the line. I might be tempted with that.
Yep.
And we've got obviously this one, which is due out
soon. Yeah, we're going
Any
to
second.
close that, I would have thought, because that's due this month. There's a few other things due, actually, so there might be another couple of pre-orders from Airfix going up. Obviously, the Valiant's due, because that's up already. But the Wellington Mark II,
Yes.
the new version of a Wellington, and they're bringing back out the B-17G.
Also, just shout out to Airfix. A lot of you know I did the review, and because it was a match pair of sprues, this one here, I didn't look at the second sprue. I just literally looked at one and it was fine. And then when I did the photos of it and put them up, everyone said, "You do realise you got short shot on the second sprue?" Which I didn't. And then, to be honest, Airfix watched the review and they were like very apologetic, and they sent me next day a sprue. So good on them. And as I said, if you do have problems, shoot them a message. They are fantastic at getting back. But obviously I had the short shot on the exhaust stacks, and yes, very good. Thank you very much, Airfix, for that. That's a lovely job.
Well done to them.
So looking after their customers, which is good.
Yes.
So that one's dropping very shortly, which is very nice indeed. The Blackbird, I know loads of people have asked me about this. I don't know either, and I'm sure you guys don't. It's going to turn up when it turns up.
Yeah, it's not December. I think it's December, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's fourth quarter, so it's usually October to the end of the year tends to be what you call fourth quarter. So that's when I would be looking at. Apparently, there was a rumour going around it was September.
Yeah, I'd say probably more November, December.
I would have thought so, but we'll see. You never know, do you? But yeah.
Yeah. And the rest of them we sort of spoke about before, haven't we? That's just normal stuff down in there.
They're all filtering and coming in, so yes.
Very, very nice indeed.
Yep.
Right, should we go over to questions?
Hold on, I hadn't spoke about my new brush.
Oh, right, go on. You speak about your new brush. I'll cue the question area.
So, okay. I've released a dry brush.
Yes.
Dry brush.
A dry brush.
A dry brushing brush
so
for brushing dry stuff.
Because I didn't have a thing of it. I put it in with the order what came in, so we'd have a look. And basically, we've got...
That's a very unique brush.
A very nice...
Yeah, I've never seen a brush like it.
So, you can dry brush and put your makeup on the weekend.
Yeah.
For going to town.
Me and Andy have both said, actually, forget dry brushing brush, because we reckon it's too soft for it. But for pigments, it could be perfect.
Do you know what? I don't know. I think it would work as a dry brush. It needs testing. I'm going to find something to test it on to see how it does dry brush. But yeah. So if anybody does want a makeup come dry brush, we now stock them. There you go.
There we go.
So there, something different.
Dry brush.
A dry brush.
A dry brush for dry brush brushing.
Yeah.
If a dry brush could.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so questions. Mark says, I'm assuming the teaming is aware of Cobra, I can't pronounce it, models in New Zealand.
Right.
Yes, Mark, we've spoke about it lots and lots and lots. And like we said before, when we get a kit in our hand and review it and have a look at it, then we can pass comment. But everything at the moment is pure speculation. So, it's one of those things. Yes, it's been spoken about. We discussed it on a Thursday night show a couple of weeks back.
What did you say about the second kit or something, didn't they?
Hey, what?
Just said, they're on about doing a 30-second kit. So.
Yeah, they're on about 30-second. Apparently, yeah. So, again, it's one of those things. There was a thing stuck up on the internet a couple of weeks ago. We haven't heard any more. Haven't heard anything official from them or anything else like that apart from that initial thing. So, like we said, as soon as we can get a kit from them, we can review it. We can have a look at it. Find out pricing and various bits and pieces that go along with it, then obviously we'll be talking about it till the cows come home. But until then, it's purely speculation.
There's always a lot of companies that say they're going to.
Yes.
But not so many that actually do. So
the proof's in the pudding.
It is. And we were discussing this the other week, and don't think we're sounding arrogant or, not interested, because we are.
Yeah.
It's just that been doing this for 20 years, and the amount of times I hear companies are coming out and they're releasing this and talking about that, and then it just either never happens or it takes years or it's awful. Again, you get the companies out there that are the doers, shall we say, and they come along and they've usually got something in their hand to show. And Tammy is a classic example. Normally they'll turn up at a show and say, here it is, and you're like, didn't even know you're doing it, or various things as they're making their progression. So again, let's face it, the Tomcat back in the day, AMK, it took how many years? 5 years till that come through. So yeah,
It was a lot of delays and a lot of
we
things.
spoke about that every week for 5 years.
Yeah.
With people saying, "Have you heard any more? Do you know when?" Like, no. So
To be fair though, to be fair to the AMK Tomcat, it turned out actually a nice kit.
Yeah.
yes, it did. It got there eventually.
It got there and it's a nice kit. It didn't turn out to be a complete dog.
It's like British Rail, as they used to say. We're getting there.
What event?
Yes. And then they didn't because it got privatised, and now it's back now, isn't it? They don't call themselves British Rail anymore. They call themselves something else now, isn't it?
Network Rail, is it?
Network Rail, is it? I don't know what
I
they
don't
are.
know, but it's just been put back into yes. It's like, right, okay. Anyway, never mind. Keith says, "Hi guys, this has already been sorted by the time Wednesday comes around. Any ideas when the starter packs for Sanders and Dark Dirt Wash will be back in stock? Have you not put the Dark Dirt back in stock?"
Not been today.
Was it?
Well, it didn't actually. It didn't arrive till late Friday afternoon.
Oh right, okay.
To be honest, and yeah, it's been so that'll be in obviously when the show's out. That'll be in starter sets. We don't know yet, do we?
Still waiting for
starter set. I'm just being honest with you. The part of the material, the green side of it, that side, actually comes from the US, and it's in a container. And apparently, it's due to clear customs. It was supposed to clear customs on the 24th of August, and it's been delayed. So I've now been told it's going to be the 14th of September. Then obviously we've got to make it. So give us a week. So I would say last week in September they'll be all back on sale. But again, the thing is with it, it goes into all of our sets. So it goes into the skinny set, the starter set, and the big jumbo set. So that's why we're out of stock of all three of those. All the rest of it, I've literally got over 200,000 of each sander in it now. It's just we're waiting for that one to come in. It was the last one to drop in, and it should have been in technically beginning of August. There was a delay, and then it comes through. But yeah. They're very good. They're keeping me in the loop. I had an email on Friday saying it's all still set to be released on the 14th, and that way it'll be into the factory for production straight after.
Have you got a guillotine?
Start chopping big ones up.
Start chopping up the big ones up.
Measuring them, chop them.
Yeah. Well, they're 5mm. They're all standard size. But the thing is, they've got the wording written on it, so they're going to be chopped through each one, so you'd spot it, the ones that are done.
That don't matter.
But just wait a couple of weeks. And as I say, by the end of the month, they'll be definitely in. It's not a problem. We are literally just waiting on some others. And yeah. Right, okay, so Brian says about this stuff. Hi guys, last week my local hobby store replacing some broken drill bits and came across Tamiya items I haven't seen before. So this is their decal adhesive, and then obviously you got the softener and the setter like everybody else's.
What happened to Mr. I thought it was Mr. Mark.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Is this a newer version or an older version? Because I've just looked where he
No,
is.
Mr. Mark was guns, wasn't it?
No, Mr. Mark was Tamiya.
Was it? No, because I've got it here. It says Mr. Mark setting.
Does it?
Yeah.
They did
Is it? All right. Well,
Mr. Mark setting Neo.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough. I thought he was as well, to be honest, but I could be wrong. Anyway, to answer his question, because he's in Canada,
Yes.
we can't get this product over in the UK.
No.
So we've never tried it or used it. Probably licensing or something usual thing. I don't know why we can't get it, but
We've tried and we've asked, but
yeah, we can't get it. So we don't know how good it is or not, I'm afraid. So, yeah.
Again, it's one of those things. I think, decal solutions, you get the sort of bread and butter ones, which we do, which I use all the time, which work brilliantly with Airfix decals, which is obviously just the micro industry stuff. Then you get other people's, obviously you've got this one down here, Mr. Mark. I've got other ones over there, the Ajima Hyper and stuff like that. And sometimes they work really well with their own products. Daco stuff's really good as well, isn't it? They do 3 flavours of that one, I think.
Set and salt.
Yeah, that's it. So sometimes you'll get decal setting solutions that work really well with a particular brand of decals, like Cartograph. Micro Industries works really well with them. But it's that thing, isn't it, where obviously decal solutions, different manufacturers it works well with, and some stuff doesn't really touch. Like Tamiya, I find Micro Industries doesn't really touch them that much. It doesn't make them wrinkle up and bite down. But this one down in here, it's been fantastic with the Airfix ones.
I think the majority of them are all a acid-based product, aren't they?
Vinegar.
Yeah, it's vinegar.
They've got an acidic sort of like solution in them to
Yeah.
to make them bite into the decals. I think that one's probably got some PVA in it.
Well, we've always said that, haven't we? This one, we reckon, this is PVA glue with a bit of vinegar, because that's what it smells like.
Got fish skin in it.
Yeah, that's it.
PVA is what makes it stick.
Yeah.
And the acid makes it form. So
the
thing is, the acids in there, like, if you smell them, smells like vinegar. What that's doing, the enzymes are breaking down the sort of, the material of the decal to soften it, to make it more floppy, for want of a better word. And and then that way it conforms, it goes down into the panel lines and stuff like that. So
can I just say on Decal Slip X28?
Yeah, and it works absolutely. Like I've got this one here, worked perfectly with the panel lines. Gone straight for it. The wash goes through, does its bits and pieces. So yes, good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so just come in handy. It's one of those things. Try them, see how you get on. Let us know, really.
Yeah.
Lindsay says, "Hi guys, what is the best gloss to brush paint? I'm thinking of a small 17mm bottle of Vallejo varnish gloss, as I'll be moving to airbrush varnishing as I move forward with my modelling and airbrush skills."
Right, I'm going to give him a bit of advice here and buy an aerosol can.
Yes, that's good advice. Yes.
And I'd also say, if you are brushing gloss, that's the good idea to go with one of the floor polish.
It is actually the floor polish, because it kind of melts into itself and self levels, and also get a big flat brush. That does actually work for brushing.
It does work great. Yeah, no, I've done it.
It does work brilliant. I've never tried the Vallejo varnish, but I think they're all airbrush more orientated than brushing. I don't know. Again, I would test it on something you don't want to ruin, because if it doesn't, because you don't want it reactivating. Do not do any of the lacquer ones, because they'll just reactivate and just kill you anything.
Yeah.
And I would say same with the alcohol ones, to be honest, as well. The alcohol based, they're not really, they dry too quick for a start. So you're going to brush marks, it's not going to level, it's probably going to reactivate and just make it a mess. But honestly, advice, I would get an aerosol can. Get a Tamiya aerosol can. Guns do glosses in an aerosol can. I presume Vallejo probably do. A lot of others, I would go down that route for glossing. Just take it outside, a couple of blasts, job done.
And again, because if you're glossing as well, automotive gloss as well, isn't it?
That's exactly what
that's automotive. I'm just thinking it'd be wise for him.
Yeah, that's it. But as I say, just for gloss coats and stuff, like I've got them in there, cans of automotive gloss and stuff. If it's big jobs, it's a lot quicker than messing around. Like some of my props I do, especially because they're big, it takes forever. So I literally just hang them out on a coat hanger underneath my carport. Job done.
If you use an automotive one, just test it on a piece beforehand, because they do come out very quick.
Yeah, you can't flood it.
To do in big areas, aren't they? So just do it on get your flow right.
That would definitely be my advice.
But Nathan, he uses the I can't remember, what is it? Pledge into it.
Yeah. Pledge floor care is what they call it these days. This week it's called this.
Used to be cleared, isn't it?
Yeah, with a K.
Okay, and Nathan uses it all the time, hand brushing it. He vows about it, doesn't it?
Yeah, he does, yeah. But he does little stuff as well, so it can tend to get around it not quick, because it's it's 70-second stuff where you're not going to get a dry patch.
No.
But,
Yeah, and don't go over it again until it's properly dry.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, Adrian says, Matt and Andy, I've seen a 1/18 scale 262 Messerschmitt show on video. Can you tell me what make of kit it may be, and also is it any good? Thanks for you both.
It's the Hobby Boss kit, which is the old Merit kit, which is
simple,
basic. But the foundations there, me and Phil talked about this. To be honest, the foundations are there. You can't get any aftermarket for it, so you scratch building. But the actual basic shape and what you get is there, isn't it?
Yes, of course it is.
It's just lacking in detail for the scale, so you'd have to add a lot to it if you want to go down that route. But
it's the last in the series they released, wasn't it? In the 18th was the 190, wasn't it? Do you remember? We had them in stock.
Yeah, they've done a Sabre and all sorts of stuff.
They did a Sabre, they did a Harrier, I think they did a 109.
I don't know, they definitely did the 190.
But they're probably early 30-second scale detail in twice the size, aren't they? So they're not. Yeah, they're not.
Basically, the history to this one is Merit used to make them as pre-built kits.
Yeah.
But the trouble you always had with them was that in the factory they don't do any seam filling and that. They just glue them together, paint them, and away you go. And when I used to do commission work and did a few of them, is to tidy up the seam lines and then repaint them and do it. The biggest problem I'd have is obviously you can't find aftermarket decals. So if you wanted to build it as a kit, because now they release it as a kit form, you can do it, but you're still limited on what is available, and that's when stencils come in, because you can buy stencils in scales. But if you wanted, specialist tails and various things, you're going to be very limited of what you can get apart from what they give you in the box, unless you print your own decals and various bits and pieces, which obviously is an option. But yeah, they're all right, but they are, because it's that thing, the bigger the scale you go, the more detail you need, to just so it doesn't look like a toy. But for some reason, the bigger the scale they've gone, you don't get much detail into it, and that's the trouble. So you don't get like fine riveting, and the paneling tends to be a bit heavy and stuff. Also, if I remember rightly, these kits all are very old now by today's standard. I think they're all sort of 90s type things.
I think you've got to think is though, they're not very expensive, because if you're
not for what you get,
and you're in 180, you're going to be looking at an £800. Or £500 kit, aren't you?
Yeah.
If you're going to chuck all that DC, you've got to think of the price point as well. It's very reasonable for the size of said kit.
Yes.
You look impressive on. I mean, I think one of the last Luftwaffe SIG shows we did at a display. One of the guys bought a
he did
118, 109,
190, wasn't it?
190 was it? And they do look impressive on the table.
Yeah.
It's a big lump of plastic, but
Again, you pay your money, you take the choice. It's basic, but if you're happy with that and you want to do something with it or build as is, then it'll go together. I don't think they're badly designed, are they? I think they're all right.
No. That's it. You got everything in there as well. You usually get the weapons, and if you're doing the Harrier, I've only ever worked on the Harriers, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you always get the weapons with it and all the bits and pieces. So yeah, no. Let's say they've been around a few years now. I think they're around about 2000 they come out. They're about 20 years old, those kits. So you've got that sort of the age of them into it. So, but yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
Adam says, just wondering if you're expecting any more stock from the Edard Camel and Co limited edition kit.
We will when our suppliers have got some in, because they've sold out.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're just waiting for restocks, and then hopefully we'll get a restock because it's limited edition.
One supplier sold out, one supplier's not had them in yet. So hopefully we'll jump on the
one that's not had them, and we'll get them in, but it's going to be a couple of weeks. They're on about the back end of the month.
Yeah.
So as soon as they're in, we'll get them back in. But
yes,
there's a bit of a wait now. So
there's always that little thing after the first batch, and then the second lot come in.
Yeah.
Especially with limited editions, eh?
I could say our limited edition if it's having the second batch.
They've got to do that, innit? Limited edition, quick, make some more. Hold on, how does that work? Anyway, we won't do that one.
At least one thing with the Camel, it's their kit.
Yes, it is.
So
it's not like they've got to get in
proper different versions and boxings, and they're gonna get their money's worth out of the Camel moulds.
Yes.
So this one was just the Biggles and Co. one, wasn't it? As they call it, or whether the Camel and Co. because they can't use Biggles, but they're gonna probably do some Aces ones. I would have thought some proper World War I Aces one boxing special edition, and you name it, you'll have every Camel under the sun.
Some cool schemes.
Yeah.
There will be, definitely. Okay, Ollie says, hello guys, thank you for the great answer last week. Thank you for the fast delivery. The box that was ordered was sent, had a hard trip, but the content was fine. Do you know what? Ollie spells like I do.
Yeah, he does, he's good.
His excuse is he's not English.
I know. I can read it fine.
But absolutely, that's how things should be written. That's how I still write to this day. Right, I was wondering what the difference is between the Hawker Hurricane Mark II, Mark IIB and Mark C is. Obviously the best 48 scale Hurricane kit of the Mark II. Over to you, Mr. Bull.
Me?
Go.
All right.
Yes, so you've got to answer this.
I was sitting there and these two was on about it before we started the show, and then I just figured out, well, the B version's the bomber version because it's got bombs. The C version's the cannon version.
Yes.
Yes?
Yep.
And Andy had to Wikipedia it because none of them believed me. I'm going to say this, they didn't believe me. Andy Wikipedia'd it on his phone,
Yes.
And I was correct.
And did you believe yourself?
Yeah, I did. Of course I did.
I just can't believe it's something as simple as that. The B is the bomber version, the C's got the cannons. It's
Clues
like
in the title, look.
I know, but
Bombers.
we've said this. Aircraft designations are not that straightforward.
True. I do
But
agree.
once they actually are.
Yeah.
But anyway, the difference, as we were saying before, the Mark 1 Hurricane has got the fabric wings and a fixed pitch prop.
Early Mark 1.
Early Mark 1, and then obviously the Mark 2's got the metal wings, variable pitch prop.
2-stage supercharger.
That's it?
Yeah.
The later Mark 1 had got metal wings.
Yeah.
The Mark 2 had got a different Merlin engine and 2-stage supercharger and a different prop.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Get your
different
phone out.
things.
Come on.
No,
what
that'll
about
do.
the D?
Close enough. What about, so 48 scale Mark 2B kit? Who does one?
Nobody.
That's it. We're waiting for Armour Hobby to release theirs. They are releasing at some point, although it has gone a bit quiet, a Mark 2
I think they
C.
did the C first, aren't they?
I think it's the C, but they have done all the other versions, haven't they? So I'm hoping that theirs will be the same.
The only one that might... Did Hasegawa ever do one? In 48?
Don't know.
They might have done. Hasegawa did some in 48.
So what do Airfix do then?
They do trops. Mark 1 trop. Mark 1. They don't do Mark 2s yet. Why they've never done them, I don't know, but they haven't done it. Italy we do a Mark 1.
Mm.
I don't think they do a Mark 2. The only one that might be, and I'd have to do a bit of research, is Hasegawa. Did some, but again, yeah, I don't think you can. What is that noise?
That's them putting down new tarmac out the front.
Oh, is it?
Nice of
You
them.
can just hear a zzz.
They're doing the pavement.
Sounds
Let
like
me
me.
drive.
Sounds like me.
Yeah. Sounds like somebody's got a drone.
Yeah, no, it's obviously a plate compactor.
Yeah. So yes, I think that is it. So there isn't an option as of yet that's in production. I'll put it like that. I'll leave that open. That's in production that I know of or we know of.
Cool.
So yes.
Until the 48th Arm 1 comes out.
See, we go on about this, don't we? How underrepresented this aircraft is.
Absolutely, of course it is. Yeah, definitely. Really could do it. Hopefully Armour Hobby will do it justice in 48, because that's the other thing as well. We haven't seen 48 scale. So hopefully the 72nd will be as good detail and some to make it worthy of being 48 scale. To be honest with you, if you just want a normal Hurricane, the Airfix one's really nice. I've built it.
Yeah.
You know, we often talk about Airfix gets overlooked sometimes, but their Hurricane, I've got it in my cabinet there. It's a really nice kit. It goes together very well.
There's just not a lot of options for Hurricanes.
No,
That's the thing, isn't it?
we need Tammy to bring out a 30-second one, and
That's it. Life's good, isn't it? Life's made.
That's
so
it.
just going back to Armour, just before we wrap up, we have had a full restock, well, as you showed, or a lot of restock of it, because we've now also got the Yak back in,
Yes.
which was out, I think, when you showed on Friday. That came in yesterday or Monday, whenever it was. What day? On Wednesday, probably Monday, I think. So that's coming back in. So they are coming in dribs and drabs. So
that one, because it is the newest one, is actually at the bottom because they're all in order.
chronological order, I think it's the word, isn't it? Can't even say it, but yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. If you do want that one, it's in the Armour Hobby section. We've also had some Hobby 2000 in as well.
Yes.
So the Arados are back in both scales, 72nd and 48th. The Skyhawks as well are back in.
Mm-hmm.
The little tanks as well at the top.
Yeah, they're new, aren't they?
So they're Dragon kits. They're the Dragon little Panzer IVs in 72nd that they've reboxed. So yeah, the Skyhawks, which are Fujimi kits, are nice.
Colin are all over those Panzer IVs.
Yeah, and then obviously the old Dragon Arados, and yeah, so it's all coming back in.
Nice. Very nice indeed.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Very good. Right, we'll call it there before they start digging everything else up out the front. I
Yep.
won't be able to hear myself.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you very much for watching. We'll be live with you tomorrow night at 7:30. We'll be talking Mojo.
Mojo.
Or the lack of.
Where's it gone?
Where's your mojo
You're doing
gone
the
and how
Mojo
do you get it
Awards.
back?
Hey, the Mojo Awards tomorrow.
Yes, we're having the Mojo Awards, yes.
My mojo's come back now. I finished that bleeding gun.
You just need to finish the bleeding model. The entire thing.
That gun's a proper
Zapping.
Oh.
Was it? You need to build some bed stuff. I've nearly my little SU100. I've nearly built it. Just yeah, great. Show you tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow anyway.
That's it. And I've been working on the Vulcan. Look at dirty shears underneath.
Filthy bird.
Filthy, and all that is dark dirt wash. Nothing else on there. Don't know how we do it. So yeah, and amazingly, all the wheels touch the floor.
Do they? That's good.
Which amazed me first time as well. That actually I put it down. I was expecting it to be like cock-legged at one wheel off the ground or something, and I went round and I got a torch on it as well, and it's like bloody hell, they're all on the floor. That's amazing. So so I'll be finishing off that one today. We're going to do the weapon, unmask it, get the pitos and the bits and pieces on, and she'll be done.
I was going to say the lightning looks good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must admit, we need to get this kit back again, Airfix, because it's a really, really nice kit.
It's a little gem of a kit.
We've been working on this one on the live shows at the weekends and that, and yeah, no, it is. It's fantastic. I just thought
starter set, can't we? But not as the
just can't get
standalone.
Yeah, you can't get the proper, the normal versions back anymore, so they've dropped it. But yeah, good kit, really good kit.
It is really, really good kit. So fantastic. Right, okay then, people, we will leave it right there. Thank you very much for joining us. As always, you get all your bits and pieces over at the PM store, or if you can't see anything you want, shoot us a message and we'll see what we can do and get it in for you as we make our way through. Keep an eye on the store. It does change all the time with deliveries coming in and out and restocks and stuff like that. So but anyway, we'll keep you informed as best we can. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night at 7:30. If not, take care, happy modelling. We'll see you soon. Say goodbye, gentlemen. We're out of here.
Bye.
Bye.